Hey, everybody heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will share the recordings with you all so we can sort of refer back to it after. Cool? Back to it after. Cool? Oh, I'm like hearing myself talk.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard an echo too? God, I hope it doesn't continue that way. So who is Sen Puppy? Is this a bomber?
No, it's Juan.
Oh, Juan. All right, what's up, man?
What's up?
I heard about these these Zoom bombers. Did you hear about these?
I have no idea.
They like post like if the meeting is open, they like post bad stuff.
What the heck?
Anyways. All right. Cool. Any questions? No? Okay.
Well, I just want to. Well, I guess pretty sure you're gonna explain how everything's gonna work now since it's like the photography class.
Oh yeah. I just sort of went through how the well stay on with me later, and then I'll re-explain what I've already explained. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's why I should be recording. Yeah. Okay. All right, moving forward. Okay. So Juan, you did not take the quiz yet. Do you have a smartphone?
Yeah. I haven't really checked because I've been like super busy working.
Yeah.
After all that happened.
Yeah. So that's a good thing to talk about. So I know some of you are working. I know some of you might not be able to meet on Saturday at 10 in the morning. If that's the case, I'm not going to mark you absent or anything like that, but I need you to let me know ahead of time so that I don't mark you absent. Does that make sense?
Right.
I'm going to try to make everything sort of like, all the assignments so that you can sort of do them at 2 o'clock in the morning if you have to, or whatever. So I'm going to try to keep it open. I know some of you are still working. I know some of you are just like sitting around, and I know some of you are have kids and have to do all that with the kids. So I'm going to be real flexible. So just keep in contact with me and we should be good. Okay. All right. So next thing, everybody do me a favor, pull out, some of you are on your phone, but if you're not on your phone, pull out your phone and go to the camera app. Who does not have an iPhone? Anybody? This whole group has iPhones?
Yeah. Well, I do.
I do.
Oh, sick. Okay. Okay, this is gonna make it easy for now. Yeah, okay. So does everybody know with your iPhone, when you pull out your camera app, I don't know, can you see it? I don't know. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. Okay, but if you pull out your camera app and if you tap the screen, you'll see a little yellow box with a little sun slider next to it. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. So that sun slider, that's your actual exposure. Okay, remember when we dealt with the light meters a couple weeks ago and we tried to figure out the normal exposure through the light meter? That's the light meter built into the camera, and it's exposing what is the normal, whatever that light meter is deciding is normal. Okay, so that's when the slider, that sun is in the middle. Now, okay, so everybody go back to your camera app, get that yellow box by touching your screen again, and take that slider and start sliding it down. What's happening?
It's getting darker.
Darker, right? Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Now, if you want, So if I tap my screen and or not tap it, but put my finger out, like if I want to take a picture of something that's close, you know how to focus it when you just touch it and it focuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you hold your finger there, it's going to lock the focus. Okay. And you'll see it bounce around a couple of times. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
All right. So when it bounces around, it locks focus, but it also locks exposure. Meaning, if I start sliding that exposure dial down, then it's going to stay dark. And then I can push my button and take a photo, and it's not going to auto adjust back to normal exposure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now I could do the same thing with the slider and slide it up. Tell me what it looks like.
Super bright.
It's bright, right?
Blown out.
Okay. So when it's dark, we call it underexposed. When it's light, we call it overexposed. Okay. So for your next assignment, this is sort of, I'm considering this an in-class assignment, but I don't expect you to do this by 2:25 today. I expect the in-class assignments to be done by the end of the weekend. So, you know, Sunday at 11:59, you have to have these photos in. Does that make sense? That way, all those of you who have to work, you don't have to stress about it. You can do it over the weekend at any point. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So, when I do this, when I scroll over, are you guys still seeing me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sharing my screen yet. I'm gonna go here. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's why. What a weird time, huh? So strange. Sorry, 1 more second. I need to publish all this stuff. All right, student. All right, share screen. All right, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Perfect.
So, when you all go to pages, okay, actually let's go to assignments first real quick and talk about what I'm expecting. 328 class assignment. Okay, so I want you to read through this post about bracketing, all right? And we'll click the post in a second. And then your assignment, you're gonna shoot 2 shots that are bracketed. The theme of the shot is what are you doing to keep busy during the quarantine? Okay. 1 shot should be an exterior shot, meaning what? Anybody? What's an exterior? What's an interior?
Inside.
Inside and outside.
Yes.
Simple. Yeah. Okay. 1 shot inside, 1 shot outside. Okay. So it says in total there should be 6 photographs, and the photos are due by midnight on Sunday. Okay. So let's talk about what that means. Bracketing. So, all right. So when you bracketing is a method used in photography to minimize the possibility of exposing incorrectly. So sorry, I'm just reading this, but how to bracket. When you figure out your normal exposure using the meter in your camera, you all remember doing that?
Yeah.
We did the plus and the minus trying to figure out what the normal exposure was. That when we figure that out, we shoot that shot, right? So in this example right here, I shot this tree, right? And that's my normal exposure. That's what my camera told me was normal. All right. So after I take that shot, then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the look at my camera and I'm going to adjust either my f-stop or my shutter speed. We haven't gone over the creative controls yet, so we're just going over bracketing. But I'm going to adjust either my f-stop or my shutter speed to make it 1 stop darker. Okay. So in this instance, I went to my shutter speed, right? You can see my exposure down here at the bottom. I went to my shutter speed and I changed it from 1/25th of a second to 1/250th of a second. And what happened?
It got darker.
It got darker, right? My normal got darker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've shot 2 shots now. So then I go to my third shot. What do you think is going to happen? Brighter. So I made it 1 stop brighter, right? So I went back to this normal exposure, which is 1/25th of a second, and I changed it to 1/60th of a second. And now I've made a exposure that's brighter, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Which exposure was the normal?
The first one.
The first one, right? That's normal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is underexposed?
The darkest one?
Second one.
The darker one. Yeah, the second one, right? Under. And then the third one is what?
Overexposed.
Overexposed. Perfect. So let's see here. I'm gonna just call on somebody if you don't mind. Lorenzo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So which of the 3 exposures do you prefer?
I like the first one, the normal.
You like the normal? Do you know why?
Yeah, just because you can see the tree and like the wall and the shades in the back and like kind of like the actual day.
Okay. Does anybody prefer one that's different than the normal? The normal, under, or over?
I prefer overexposed because I can see like a lot of detail and I kind of like that in a photograph.
Okay. So you see a lot of shadow detail down here.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody prefer the underexposed?
I do. It's a little moodier.
It's moodier.
I kind of like
right?
that.
Okay. So you all see, like at some point it becomes subjective, right? But our camera doesn't our camera doesn't know drama. Our camera doesn't know shadow detail. Our camera doesn't know, accurate representation. It's just taking tones and trying to make it a 50% gray. That's what the meter is doing. Okay. So it's at this point that you would, if we were shooting film, right, we would shoot 1 normal, 1 over, 1 under. We would make a contact sheet, take a look at everything, and we'd sort of figure it out, like, oh, which one do we prefer? Okay, so we're working digitally now, and we're working on our phone, some of us, and we're working on our camera, some of us. So that it just comes back to this idea of which one you prefer. Okay. So real quick, by looking at this, look at down here at the bottom where it says exposure, right? Did I change my f-stop or my shutter speed?
No.
Shutter.
Shutter speed, right? Good. All right, cool. So you all should be able to see this in Canvas. Now, at the bottom, I put a little link to a video that's only a couple minutes long, but look at it. It's cool. It doesn't really talk about bracketing or anything, but it's just, I'm gonna always try to like sprinkle in some like cool photography, from photo history, to sort of use as reference. So definitely, when you get a chance, watch that video, revisit this so you know what bracketing is. Now let's go back to the assignment. So when I read through this post, I click post about bracketing, right? And then it would take us back to that page. So yeah, there's that. So, okay. So I want you to shoot 2 shots that are bracketed. Now you all know how on your phone, if you're using your phone, you know how to do the normal one, right? Just point your camera at it and that's normal, right?
Yes.
Now you also know how to make it underexposed and overexposed. Now we can't get specific with the actual f-stops and shutter speeds right now. I'm looking into apps. I hate the idea of like using a bunch of different apps for all this stuff right now. Okay. But yeah, it is what it is right now. So I want you to shoot 1 shot that's normal, right? So like if you've been like, oh dude, I've been I've been playing my PlayStation, right? During this quarantine. Well, you shoot your shot of the PlayStation, and then you shoot one where you make it darker, and you shoot one where you make it lighter. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then if you've been going for walks, well, show me what that looks like, right? And do one normal, one over, and one under, and you're gonna turn all 6 of them into me today, or by the end of the weekend.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other thing is, be creative. I know I said PlayStation. I swear to God, if you just point your camera at your PlayStation, take a photo, I'm gonna be super bummed on you. All right. Just figure it out. Be creative. Think it out. Like shoot a few different shots. Try different angles or whatever. Maybe it's just a picture of the controller, right? Maybe it's a picture of your kid playing PlayStation. You know, I don't care what it is, but try to be creative with it. That's the whole goal here. So, you know, go back to that video and watch, you know, about Julia Margaret Cameron or Henry Cartier-Bresson. They're pretty intense photographers from photo history. So, you know, get inspired or whatever. We watched that Salgado movie, right? You know, sick. I feel like Salgado's not going to take a picture of a PlayStation. That's boring, right? He's going to figure it out. He's got to, right?
Take the PlayStation outside.
What's that?
Take the PlayStation outside.
Dude, that would be sick.
I get that.
Just don't get a jack, man. So there should be 6 photographs total, right?
Yeah.
3 inside, 3 outside. It should be the same shot. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the same shot, just one brighter and one darker.
Right.
Okay. Any questions?
I have a question about the assignment due next Saturday.
Yeah.
Where we have to reply and give like thoughts on someone else's picture.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to do it on Saturday, or do we post our favorite throughout the week? And
that's a good question. Let's do that on Saturday. Let's do that at next Saturday as you know, because that's how we would normally do a crit, right? We would all sit together and put our photo up on the wall, and we'd all stand around it and talk about our feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that the first thing, and that way you have all the way up until class time to get your photo posted. Okay. That'll be part of next week. And again, if you can't make it, not a big deal, but please let me know so I don't mark you absent, because the attendance is still part of it, you know. But like I said, we're only about 30 minutes in, and I that's about all I'm going to talk to you every Saturday. But and saying that, I'm going to be available through Zoom until 2:25 today.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So if you have questions, if you need to go over anything or whatever, I'm not going to be sitting here on Zoom. Right? That would suck. But I'll have my email open, and you just email me, and we can Zoom. Oh, somebody's rocking out right now.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm using my digital camera for this, and in terms of like file format, did you want like
Smart.
raw? Because I shoot raw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like it.
we haven't gone over the different file formats yet. If you already know like a little bit about raw format or whatnot, that's fine. That's great. There's a way on your digital cameras to shoot to set it to shoot raw and JPEG. So
okay.
it's the same photo that you take, but it creates two different file formats.
Okay. Yeah, I was literally just about to switch and I was just like, if that would be cool. Okay.
Yeah. Keep shooting raw. Keep shooting raw. Don't stop shooting raw, but do it raw and JPEG so you don't have to, process out because I don't think a raw file will load up and it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So just shoot raw and JPEG and just load up the JPEGs for me for now. But in the future, we will be visiting sort of raw versus JPEG. Instances, but not everybody has a digital camera, so we can't go to.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I have one.
Yeah.
Are you you're locking focus on that tree every picture, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yep. And I mean, I didn't use my phone. I use my camera, my digital camera. So, same idea. Sam Poppy, I can't hear you, bro.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, were you saying something to us?
What's that again?
Were you saying something to us?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. Other questions?
Professor, since I assume that the rest of the semesters is going to be online, for the blue ticket, is there a way we can get that refunded if we're not going to use it anymore?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look into it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for you, but I will look into it. Assuming, and this is the thing too, assuming that the rest of the semester is going to be online, then I know you would want a refund. But also, if you plan on taking any classes in the department further, you'll always be using those blue cards. But I understand if you want to get a refund right now, of course. Short answer is I have no idea. So but I will look into it. Yeah, that's good to know. Other questions?
It's not a question, but the other Anthony, the one that's always with me, I'll let him know all about this stuff just because I'm pretty sure he's knocked out right now.
He's knocked out.
Yeah.
Anthony Espinoza?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please do. If you guys know any of the other students, definitely let them know that attendance is required. I'm not gonna mark it's the first one, so we're just kind of we're just getting going, right? Any other questions? And so
No questions.
Okay, so everybody also, you do have your composition assignment is still due next week. Sorry, not next week. April 4th. You guys see that, right? And remember the discussion post. Does it work? Yeah. Oh, that's for the crit part. But you all remember the PDF titled composition, right? So go back through that, find those design elements and shoot it. Intimacy is what we're looking for in those photographs. I've seen some of a couple of you have already turned some stuff in, and really great stuff. Okay, so you have plenty of work to do. You have these 6 photos to shoot by the end of the weekend, and then you have these other 6 photos to shoot by next Saturday, plus get one loaded into the discussion post for a critique.
Where do I find the PDF composition?
Probably under files here.
Yeah, under files.
Under files, there it is.
Okay, thank
Composition. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Again, I'll be available to Zoom until 2:25 today. So if you have any questions while you're working on this, throw me an email and I will send you. And we'll Zoom. We'll Zoom. Zoom. But if not, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cool. I'm also, moving forward in this semester. Sorry, last thing. I'm gonna be sending some reading to you all. Not a ton. I don't want, photography. Photography should be done with cameras, not by reading so much. And I'll be sending some videos or whatever. And then I'll be shooting my photos and shooting photos and doing examples that way. I'll probably do a little photo presentation of my work to you all at some point too. So that's how the rest of the semester is going to look. So just understand there's going to be a little bit of work via Canvas moving forward. My apologies on the virus. That sucks. That totally sucks. But we'll get through it. I'm confident. We're gonna hit all the. We're gonna still try to hit all the student learning outcomes. Yeah, we're just gonna get through it. Definitely hit me with emails if you got questions. At any point during the week, and let's get going.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right. Good luck. Get me those photos by Sunday night, okay?
Perfect.
And then shoot your other assignment. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
How do I leave? Everybody figured it out.
End meeting down at the bottom, or leave meeting down at the bottom.
Oh, you really want me gone? Joking.
Get out of here, bro.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.